In the beginning. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you want more content like this. And leave a comment.
We're gonna move on to the Lions. Great season, up 24-7. Huge collapse. A lot of people are blaming Dan Campbell for this loss. The floor is yours.
Well, I mean, you can't not blame him. He has to take some of the blame. I mean, you're just leaving points on the board the entire game. But I understand now on the flip side, he's been playing like that. He's been calling plays and coaching like that the entire year. So he's been aggressive the entire year. So, but you're just leaving points on the board. And I am not a fan of that. I hate it. I hate that the NFL is going towards that. I don't know if it's an analytic thing or what. I hate when you have a clearly manageable field goal and 4th and inches, 4th and 1. I'm like, okay, 4th and 2.5, 4th and 3 in the big games with actual magnitude. I just don't understand it because every single point matters. You don't know what can happen. But so yes, I do think Dan Campbell deserves to blame. I don't think anyone should be blaming Jared Goff at all. I haven't heard much of it, but just wanted to make that clear. Because, Jared Goff is usually the butt of the jokes in these situations. This is not on Jared Goff. Fucking Reynolds. Let's start there. Josh Reynolds.
Joshua Reynolds.
I don't ever want to shit on a player because of one bad game. But, dude, I understand a couple contested drops. You're just fucking dropping what practice. I'm talking about warm-ups. When y'all are warming up on your side of the field and you're just playing catch with your fucking quarterback. Like, that is 100% nerves. And obviously, I mean, there's going to be nerves. They've never even been hearing who knows how long. I know Super Bowl has never happened. So how long has it been since the NFC Championship? Yeah, like, I understand there was a lot of nervousness, but I mean, dude, you right there. Those 2 catches or 3 catches he dropped, they win that game because these keep the drives going, and they're going to get at least 3. I mean, barring this motherfucker doesn't go for it more and give it up on downs. But if he catches those couple of passes, they win the game. So I have to put a lot of the blame on Josh Reynolds. As bad as I don't want to do that, because he's a good player. Like he's a young dude. He does what he has to do. He's not a bum. I don't think he's a bum at all. I just think he had the worst luck and was nervous and heard those footsteps and some more stuff. So I put a lot of the blame on Josh Reynolds. A lot of the blame on Dan Campbell because you're just leaving points on the board. And those 2 things mixed together, leaving points on the board and dropping key passes, that's a formula. And then who fumbled? Which running back was it?
Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Another young boy. And that's why it's like you can't. And like I just said earlier, the windows aren't open for a long time because I so badly want to be like, they're going to learn from this. Like, this is not going to happen again. They're going to be back. But it's so hard, bro. Like, you see it. They have a division full of guys that's on the way. The Bears, I know the Bears are trash, but the Bears, they keep getting these picks. They're not going to be trash for that much longer. Like, their window's going to open up just like the Lions window open up. The Packers are already here. The Packers shows you we here. You know what I'm saying? And that's just their division. Like, bro, it's not easy. And, like, as badly as I don't want to, like, just shit on the young guys, these are the times where you got to make these plays happen. The regular season is for the nerves. Like, so I blame Gibbs, I blame Campbell, I blame Reynolds. And surprisingly, if you would have told me the Lions lost a game where they were up 24-7 and I didn't watch it, I would 100% be like, what the fuck did Goff do? What did he do? What was he doing? He was throwing pick after pick in the second half, wasn't he? He was fumbling. He was missing open passes, wasn't he? Overthrowing guys. But he did everything right. I could tell you he missed one throw one deep pass that could have blew the game open. But that, like, those happen. Like, the pass he missed happens. It wasn't like, no, oh, you missed a wide open guy. My guy had a step, he missed him. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, and I can't even say the defense because they kept giving them a short field. And besides the scrambles with Purdy, but I mean that just happens. When you break contain, that just happens in football. I mean, missing the sack where he got out of, you gotta make that sack. Yeah, that's an all-time blunder, dude. Like, that's an all-time blunder. But it's such a weird way that it happened because it wasn't like, because usually it's like the quarterback starts tricking it or the defense just starts getting completely fried. Like, it was just everything that could have went wrong for them in the second half went wrong. Like, literally. And I even blame the atmosphere in the building because the rappers and shit, Eminem and them sticking middle finger, bro, chill. You never see your team here, bro. You need to be humble to the end. And I feel like all of that just rubbed off on them in the locker room. Like, I feel like the score I feel that was the worst possible thing for them to be up that much at half. If they were up 10 at half or even 7, I feel like they would have been, we got to finish it. I think they thought the Niners were defeated and deflated and thought like, bro, no, this is a championship pedigree team. They haven't gone to the Super Bowl over and over. But a lot of these players on the team have been to the NFC Championship a couple times. Like, bro, they're not seeing something they've never seen before. So, and that's the difference, obviously. The Lions have literally no one on the roster. I mean, unless somebody was traded or signed in the offseason. I'm not going to do all that. Like, they have no one on the roster with that type of experience and feeling for the playoffs, for the NFC Championship, Super Bowl. So, like, I feel like they took their foot off the gas and just made so many mental errors. Because Jahmyr Gibbs is an Alabama guy, right? Yeah, so he comes from discipline, that kind of culture. Like, fumbling right there is just insane. Like, can't do that. But the blame goes all around. I'm happy my boy Golf isn't the person that everybody putting the blame on for once. It was a young team mistake type of game. They were up. Nobody expected that to happen anyway. For them to be up by that much, let alone blow them out. They'll be back in the playoffs. It's just to say a team, for me, saying a team besides the team who has the best quarterbacks, like the best or the second best quarterback, to say that team, oh, they'll be back. I just feel like that's always like blasphemy, bro, because it very rarely happens that way. The Niners, yes, and the Chiefs, yes, but those are just anomalies because one has the best quarterback in the league and one just has a ridiculous amount of weapons on both sides of the ball. And the Lions just don't have that. They don't have the weapons to match mistakes. The Niners can make mistakes because they're going to get a turnover. Like, their worst fucking player on defense is Chase Young. Like, come on. Like, that is crazy. But, yeah, man. Hey, it is what it is. They'll be back one day. But this was their chance, just like I said about the Ravens. That was your chance right there, bro. And
yeah,
you blew it. But Dan Campbell, pie chart, last thing, pie chart.
Pie chart.
75% Dan Campbell.
Okay.
No, 85% Dan Campbell.
Okay.
I'm going 5% for my boy Gibbs on that fumble because where it happened, not because he fumbled, where it happened. He fumbled on inside of their 30 or 40, right?
Yeah.
So 5% on him, and the other 10% I will give to the defense because you could at least force them into a couple field goals. I mean, goddamn, like, come on, give me one stop. Let my boy go get a chance. But
you got your Reynolds.
Oh, wait a minute. Scratch the pie chart. 50% Campbell, 40% Reynolds, 5% Gibbs, 5% defense.
Okay. All right. So I don't want to do this, right? All right. I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I was defending this man in some chat, so I'm gonna keep that same energy. Dan Campbell did what he normally does. He does what he normally does. My problem with people coming back at Dan Campbell talking about he blew the game, blah, blah, blah. First of all, Bagley, not the greatest kicker. 45 yarder. I'm not saying that he shouldn't make it. Yes, he should have made the field. Like, he should make the field goal. I expect him to make the field goal. There's no guarantee that the field goal goes in, just like there's no guarantee to get the 4th and 2nd. My problem with this is the play fucking worked. The play worked. Josh Reynolds dropped the ball. Period.
True.
Players, when we talk about players get played to make plays. Like, when we talk about Belichick and Brady and who deserves more credit, people say Brady, right? Because he's the fucking player. He's the one out there on the field. You can draw all the schemes, you can make people open and whatnot, just like Kyle Shanahan and Trey Lance. If you can't execute the scheme, you can't be on the field. You can't play. Like, there's nothing I can do if my players can't execute my scheme. I can call the greatest game in the world, but if motherfuckers is dropping passes or missing wide open throws, then there's not much I can do as a coach. That's why players get paid the big bucks, and that's why we're out there. Mahomes, they executed when it was time to execute. Like Purdy executed, the 49ers executed when it was time to execute. The Lions didn't, bro. And Reynolds is a big reason why. You drop the ball on 4th and 2nd. I'm not saying they go on to win the game if they catch the ball, but it's like, damn, they just can't stop them. It wasn't like the 49ers ever, like, people are like, oh, they should have stuck to the run game. First of all, they were moving the ball regardless down the field, no matter what, in the second half. It just so happened that they were just getting stopped, or Gibbs fumbled. But besides that, they scored on the other possession and on the last possession, and then you had the 2 4th down plays. The second one, I probably would have been like, kick the field goal to tie the game, but I understood it's Dan Campbell. That's what he does. I'm not going to get mad at Dan Campbell for doing what Dan Campbell and the Lions do. That's literally their brand of football. Just like we were saying for the Ravens, everyone's talking about they should have ran the ball, right? They should have ran the ball more. And now motherfuckers are mad because they switched up their style of play in the biggest game of the year and just let Lamar sit back and throw the ball. Don't change your energy game by game, bro. Like, the Lions did exactly what they did to get here. If they didn't do that to get here, they would never even be here in the first place. So I'm pretty sure all the players knew what was coming. They were going to go for it. That's the type of team they are. And I can understand, you got to change your what's it called just for certain situations. But, like, the 49ers are still a prolific offense. They can still come back and win the game regardless if you kick the field goal. Just because it's 27-10 doesn't mean this doesn't mean the 49ers are like, damn, we just can't stop these guys. But I'm pretty sure, I don't want to say I'm pretty sure, but if they would have kicked the field goal, let's say they just kicked the field goals, right? Let's say they get 30 points. And the 40 and then you still have Gibbs fumble, and the 49ers still scored 34 points. Are we getting mad at Dan Campbell because he didn't go for it on 4th down to put the game away? That's what I'm saying, bro. And he even went for it on 4th and goal to fucking make it a 3-point game. And they almost probably, like, if they would have waited a yard or two more, they could have got the onside kick and then kicked the field goal, try to kick a field goal again. But Bagley this is his 4th game of the season. They already got rid of their old kicker. And Bagley is not great from 50 yards out. He's not. He's like 8 of 16. So it's not like you got Harrison Butker back there or Jake Elliott or Justin Tucker. Tyler Bass showed you that no field goal is guaranteed. Because Butker hit the same field goal that Tyler Bass missed. And that's why, there's like I was saying last week, there's levels to being a top kicker in the league. But Jake Moody, he had an easy field goal early in the game. Brock Purdy got them down to the 20-yard line, and he just wide rights it. So I'm not here for kick the field goal. Like, the field goal is not guaranteed to go in. 2, the play worked. Josh Reynolds shit the bed twice. And it just seemed like everything, like you were saying, anything that could go wrong for the Lions in that third quarter did go wrong for the Lions in that third quarter. I don't want to say I don't want to give no blame to Dan Campbell, but, like, I don't feel any blame for him. Like, that's just my personal opinion. Like, they played Lions style football. When I saw 4-2, I thought they were going for it. Like, that's what they played. And the play worked. They could not stop them. The people that stopped the Lions were the Lions. The Lions.
That's correct.
And then Brock Purdy and the 49ers did what a championship team does. They capitalized on the mistakes and they came back and won. It could have very well been that Brock Purdy doesn't capitalize on the mistakes, and then that's another thing about my boy Brock. But they couldn't capitalize on the mistakes, and then we wouldn't even be here talking about it. They would have been like, oh, they didn't get the 4th and 2nd, and then let's say Brock Purdy throws an interception, or like the defense fucking makes a play. They get that sack, make it 3rd and 2nd, and then they get a 3 and out. Then we're not even talking about that 4th and 2nd play. And the Lions are still in the same position. They're up 24-10 at the time. So the defense knows the philosophy. The offense knows the philosophy. Everyone, they've been on the same team. I'm not here for what got you. That's what got them there. Being aggressive, being that type of team. I'm not changing up in the biggest play of the game. And then I feel like if you're saying that and then you're complaining about the Ravens not running the ball, I feel like you're kind of just being a hypocrite, bro. But so it is what it is.